Last year, I watched a CEO make a $2 million decision based on an AI recommendation. Took him about 40 seconds. The AI said, based on market analysis, customer sentiment, and competitive positioning, recommend proceeding with acquisition. CEO says, hey, sounds good. The room said absolutely nothing because the room had learned that questioning the AI was like questioning the CEO's judgment. Guess what? The acquisition was a total disaster. The AI had analyzed the data perfectly. What it missed was that the target company's CEO was a certifiable lunatic who was about to be indicted for fraud. Turns out there's no training data set for this guy seems shady and your lawyer's going to develop an eye twitch. Human judgment 1, AI recommendation a very confident 0. Today, human judgment or AI recommendations. When should AI advise and when should humans decide? Let's sort this out. Welcome to Binary Business. I'm Will Guidry. This is episode 8, the final episode in the audience layer of the ABCD framework. Today's question is one of the most consequential in modern business. Get this wrong and you either slow everything down with unnecessary oversight or you let machines make decisions that they shouldn't. This isn't about trusting your AI or not trusting the AI. It's about knowing which decisions need which input. So here we go. Human judgment or AI recommendations. Every AI-assisted decision has 3 possible configurations. Configuration 1, AI recommends, human decides. This is your classic decision support or human in the loop. AI does the analysis, surfaces the options, maybe even ranks them, and then a human makes the final call. AI decides, human reviews. This is automation with the safety net. AI makes the call, but a human can override it if something looks wrong. And then there's configuration 3. AI decides, period. Full autonomy. The AI makes the decision and executes without human intervention. Most companies claim they're doing configuration 1, but are actually doing configuration 2. Or worse, they think they're doing configuration 2, but nobody's actually reviewing anything. I had a conversation with a logistics VP last quarter. She was so proud of their human-in-the-loop AI system for routing decisions. So I asked, how often does a human actually override the AI? She checked the numbers. 0.3%. Less than 1%. I said, so the AI is making the decisions. She said, no, humans are reviewing every decision. I said, are they reviewing? Or are they clicking approve while eating lunch? Suffice to say, she didn't invite me to their next quarterly review. Some truths are apparently not suitable for PowerPoint. So here's why this matters. These 3 configurations have completely different risk profiles, completely different learning outcomes, and completely different implications for your organization. Configuration 1 develops human judgment. People learn by making decisions with the AI support. Configuration 2 atrophies human judgment. People learn to trust the AI and stop thinking critically. Configuration 3 replaces human judgment entirely, which is fine for some decisions, but catastrophic for others. The question we're answering today is, when should humans maintain decision authority, and when should AI take over? Let's unpack both sides of this. Binary 1, human judgment. Human judgment means people make the final call. AI provides information, analysis, and recommendations, but a human decides. Here's when this works. First, if the context matters more than the data. Some decisions require an understanding of the politics, relationships, history, and nuance that AI can't see. Human judgment captures what doesn't fit in a spreadsheet. Secondly, if the stakes are high and they're novel. For decisions you haven't made before with significant consequences, human judgment provides adaptability. AI can only recommend based on patterns it's seen. Humans can reason about patterns that have never existed before. Third, if accountability matters. When something goes wrong, someone needs to own it. The AI told me to do it is not a defense that holds up well with customers, regulators, or boards. But here's the catch. Human judgment is slow, and it's expensive, and it's usually inconsistent. I worked with a financial services firm that insisted on human review for fraud detection. Every flagged transaction was human reviewed. That sounds really responsible, doesn't it? But the problem was AI was flagging 2,000 transactions a day. The review team was 3 people. Each reviewer was spending approximately 4.3 seconds per decision. That's not judgment. That's a rubber stamp with extra steps. The human in the loop wasn't adding judgment, they were adding legal cover. Human judgment works when humans actually have time and context to judge. It fails when it becomes a formality that nobody takes seriously. AI recommendations mean the machine makes the call, or the machine's recommendation is followed automatically unless something looks obviously wrong. Here's when this works. First, if the decisions are routine and high volume. If you're making the same type of decision thousands of times per day, AI consistently beats human variability. Second, if speed matters more than perfection. For decisions, being fast and mostly right beats being slow and exactly right, let the AI run wild. Third, if the cost of mistakes is low and you can recover quickly. If a bad AI decision costs you a few dollars and you can fix it tomorrow, automate it and move on. So it might seem obvious, but here's the trap. AI recommendations create dependency. The more you rely on AI, the less you develop human judgment. Eventually, you can't function without the AI. And when the AI encounters something it wasn't trained for, nobody knows what to do. The humans have forgotten how to decide. I call this judgment atrophy. It happens slowly. People stop thinking critically because the AI is thinking for them. Then there's the one day you need human judgment and nobody has any. AI recommendations work when you deliberately maintain human capability alongside the automation. It fails when they become a crutch that weakens the organization. So here's the real question. This comes down to decision type. High stakes, novel requires context, human judgment. Routine, high volume, recoverable mistakes, AI recommendations. The mistake is applying one approach everywhere. You end up with humans rubber stamping things they should let AI handle and AI deciding things that need human judgment. Most companies haven't actually categorized their decisions. They haven't asked, which of these truly need human judgment and which are we wasting human attention on? That analysis is the starting point. Here's a quick note. If you're finding these breakdowns useful, hit that subscribe button. New episodes are going to drop twice a week. Next up, we're going to be moving to the build layer of ABC. Buy AI tools or build AI systems. That's where we're headed. Now let's run this decision through the ABCD framework. A is for audience. Who's affected when you choose human judgment versus AI recommendations? If you maintain human judgment, the people making decisions keep their skills sharp. They stay engaged. They feel ownership, but they also carry the burden. Every decision is their responsibility. I've seen this type of decision fatigue destroy good people. When humans are in the loop on everything, they just burn out. They start making bad decisions because they've made too many decisions. The quantity destroys the quality. On the flip side, I've seen people lose meaning when AI takes over. They used to make decisions. Now they watch a machine make decisions. They feel irrelevant. Same person, different configuration, completely different experience. So if you let AI decide, employees are freed from routine decisions, but they lose agency on the decisions that remain. Some people love this, while others feel demoted. Here's the audience question that matters. What relationship do your people want with decisions? For some roles, decision-making is the job. Take that away and you've taken away the meaning of the work. For other roles, decisions are a burden. Automate that, and those people are going to be relieved. Know which one you're dealing with before you decide. B is for build. What infrastructure supports each approach? If you maintain human judgment, you need decision support infrastructure. Dashboards that surface the right information. AI that provides recommendations without making the call for them. And then training that builds good judgment. You'll also need capacity planning. How many decisions can a human make per day, per hour? If you exceed that capacity, your quality is going to collapse. If you let the AI decide, you need oversight infrastructure. Monitoring that catches the anomalies, audit trails that explain the decisions, and feedback loops that improve the AI over time. Here's what many companies tend to miss. You need judgment preservation infrastructure as well. If the AI is making decisions, how do you keep humans capable of making those decisions when they're needed? You need practice environments, rotation programs, and deliberate exercises. Without this, your humans become helpless the moment the AI fails, and the AI will fail eventually. They all do. The best companies build both. AI that handles the routine and programs that keep humans sharp for when they're needed. Either approach will fail without the right infrastructure. Human judgment without decision support is slow and inconsistent. AI recommendations without oversight and human capability preservation is a disaster waiting to happen. C is for convert. How does this affect revenue? Human judgment is expensive. Salaries for skilled decision makers, time spent on each decision, the opportunity cost of slowness. AI recommendations are cheap at scale. The marginal cost of one or more AI decisions is basically zero. But here's the conversion lens that matters. What's the revenue impact of speed versus the revenue impact of quality? For decisions where being first matters, where timing creates or destroys value, AI speed wins. Let the machine decide and move fast. For decisions where being right matters, where one bad call costs more than 100 good calls saved, human quality wins. Slow down and think. Most companies default to human judgment for everything because it feels responsible. But responsibility isn't free. Every hour a human spends on a routine decision is an hour they're not spending on a decision that actually needs their judgment. So here's the conversion question. Are you paying for judgment where judgment is needed? Or are you paying for judgment everywhere because you haven't done the analysis? D is for deliver. What happens after you configure human versus AI decision authority? If humans judge, delivery depends on human capacity and consistency. Some days are good, some days are bad. Quality is going to vary based on who's deciding and how tired they are. Here's the challenge: consistency. How do you get consistent outcomes from inconsistent humans? Well, if AI recommends, delivery is consistent but potentially wrong in consistent ways. The AI makes the same mistakes over and over because it doesn't know mistakes. Here's the delivery question: can you detect and correct AI mistakes faster than you can detect and correct human mistakes? For some decisions, that's a yes. AI mistakes leave data trails. You can find patterns. You can fix the model. For other decisions, the answer is no. AI mistakes look like correct decisions until months later when the consequences appear. By then, you've made the same mistake 1,000 times. The delivery model should match the decision type. Human judgment for decisions where mistakes are subtle and slow to appear. AI recommendations for decisions where mistakes are obvious and fast to detect. Don't let the AI make decisions you can't audit until it's too late. So here's the call: build a decision architecture. Categorize every recurring decision in your business. High stakes, novel, requires context? That's human judgment, no shortcuts. Routine, high volume, quick feedback on mistakes? AI recommendations, let them run. Medium stakes, some context needed? Try AI recommends, human approves, but measure whether the human is actually adding value. One more thing, watch out for the Doug problem. If your human in the loop is a guy named Doug clicking approve while watching YouTube, you don't have human judgment in the loop. You have Doug in the loop. And I'm sure Doug is a great guy, but Doug is not adding value to your process design. Doug knows this, by the way. Doug is very aware that his job is to approve button clicker. Doug would like to do something more meaningful. Have you asked Doug lately? Actually, that's probably a good idea. Doug probably has some insights. He's been sitting there watching AI make decisions for 9 months, and Doug has seen some things. The goal isn't human in the loop. The goal is judgment in the loop. Sometimes that's human, sometimes it's AI, sometimes it's both. Know which one you actually need and then build for that. Thanks for listening to Binary Business. Trying to figure out which decisions need human judgment and which should go to AI? Grab the Binary Decision Scorecard. It'll help you categorize your decisions by stakes and complexity. There's a link in the description. In the next episode, we're moving to the build layer. Buy AI tools or build AI systems. We're getting into infrastructure strategy. Subscribe so that you can catch it. YouTube viewers, hit the like if this helped. This is Binary Business. All signal, no noise.